All right, shalom, shalom, Israel. It's your brother Kazak Magun. First and foremost, all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'Shem Mashiach, Wamalak Yahushai. Right. So I just happened to be scrolling on Facebook, and I saw this post. It says, "Attention, Harry Potter fans." Right, and if you're familiar with Harry Potter, it's a movie series. Well, first it was a book series, but it's a movie series. About wizards and fantasies and stuff like that. Witchcraft and mystical fantasies and stuff like that. All stuff that Most High said is an abomination. But they try to project. They try to come out with these things to try to win the kids over, to make the kids feel like these things are okay. Using enchantment is fine. Casting spells ain't nothing wrong with it. All of this is against the Most High, right? But but the title of this video, is going to be proof that America, more proof that America is Babylon the Great, right? But speaking on enchantments, though, I just want to grab a precept, real quick. Let me go to the book of Leviticus, right? All right, let's go to Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 31, right? Leviticus 19 and 31. This is in the law, right? It says, Leviticus 19:31, regard not them that have familiar spirits, right? What is someone that has a familiar spirit? Like someone that what do they call them? A spirit medium. Someone that feels that they could contact and they could tap into the spirit world and contact spirits on the other side. The Lord said, regard not them, meaning don't go around them. Stay away from those people, right? He says, neither seek after wizards. The Lord said, neither seek after wizards, right? And you see, they come out with all this Harry Potter, they come out with all this Fantastic Beasts and all of these other movies, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, all of these other things, to try to glorify these things, to try to put a light on these things, to try to make them seem pleasant, when really, these things are all abominations to the Most High. It says, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. So if you go after if you do these things, you'll be defiled. It says, I am the Lord Yahweh, your God, right? So I just wanted to kick it off with that scripture right there. But this post, going back to this post, the reason I made this video, it says, attention, Harry Potter fans. I was today years old when I realized that if I say Lumos, to my phone, the flashlight turns on, right? So if you have an iPhone, you open up Siri, you press the home button and you open up Siri and you tell Siri, apparently if you say Lumos to Siri, Siri will turn the flashlight on. And Lumos, I had to think about it. I was like, okay, so, maybe Lumos is just another language. Maybe Lumos is just you saying, turn on the flashlight in another language. So I Googled it, right? And Lumos is not another language at all. Lumos is actually a spell, right? And this is a crazy thing right now. This is a viral thing right now. A lot of people just found this out. It says, learn the Lumos iPhone hack that makes Siri perform Harry Potter spells, right? So right now, hey, the so-called white man, he's pulling out all the stops right now. He's pushing every narrative he can, whether it's with the LGBT, alphabet community, whether it's with any other type of wickedness, whoredom, whether it's with idolatry, and now he's pushing the witchcraft, man. He's fully endorsing it, right? So they pushing this, and all of these people think that these things are innocent. They think that doing this is innocent, that is nothing to it. But the whole time, you practicing witchcraft. You're getting into the spirit of it. So let's read this. It says, what does Lumos mean? Lumos is a wand lighting charm that illuminated the tip of the caster's wand in the Harry Potter movie and novel series, allowing the caster to see in the dark. The counter charm for the spell was the wand extinguishing charm Nox, which was used to extinguish the light from the caster's wand. Right. It says Harry Potter Lumos spell. iPhone hack allows fans to become real-life wizards. For any muggles who may not have entered the wizarding world of Harry Potter, witches and wizards can recite the spell Lumos to cause their wand to light up and Nox to turn the light off, right? And the Lord said, this is what the Lord said about witches and wizards, right? That's what the Lord said about witches and wizards. Salakia. Right? This is Exodus 22:18. It says, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Hey, the Lord said we should not suffer a witch to live, man. Hey, we burning witches at the stake, man. You know, for witchcraft. We're not dealing with that. You know? We're not dealing with these things. And this is just more proof that America is Babylon the Great. Because let's go to it. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, right? And verse 12. I'm going to get a couple more before I close out. I don't want this to be too long. It's Isaiah 47 and I'm going to start at, and if you're familiar with Isaiah chapter 47, heavy, classic, heavy chapter, speaking on the judgment, future judgment of the Lord upon Babylon the Great, right? But verse 12, it says, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. Right? Because hey, they've been laboring these enchantments and pushing forth these sorceries and abiding in it. Hey, this damn enchantment and sorcery and witchcraft is the foundation of Babylon the Great, man. You know, this is the mother of whoredoms. It says, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, right? If so be thou shalt be able, Salakia, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail, right? Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee, right? Hey, so all your enchantments, you know, all the stargazers, you know, the the zodiacs and all of that you believe in, all of these things that you push, you know, hey, let all that save you. Let all that witchcraft save you. You know, and the funny thing is, I know a lot of females that deal with the tarot cards. I know a lot of females that do palm readings and all of that. You know, ain't none of them say couldn't none of them predict that the coronavirus was coming. Where was y'all at when where was y'all at to predict the coronavirus? But y'all over here revealing secrets about people's life. What? Come on now, make it make sense. You know, but let's keep going on that. It says, stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Right? It says, thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored. Even thy merchants from thy youth, they shall wander every one to his quarter. None shall save thee. Right? So, hey, America and all its sorceries, it's going to be destroyed, man. Because this is the mother of witchcraft, man. Right? Salakia. What did I want to grab? The Lord said don't deal with this. Oh, yeah, let's go to the book of 1 Samuel. Right? I believe I'm on chapter, is it 28? Right, so this is 1 Samuel chapter 28, and I'm going to start at 3. It says, now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had lamented him, and buried him in Ramah, even in his own city. And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. So that's how we supposed to be dealing with these people, with the wizards and those that got familiar spirits. We put them out of the land. We putting them out of the land. You know, we don't have no space for them because that's forbidden here. And if they want to do that here and they get caught, hey, they dying. They getting killed by the judgment of the Lord. It says, and the Philistines gathered themselves together and came and pitched in Shunem. And Saul gathered all Israel together, and they pitched in Gilboa. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled. And when Saul inquired of the Lord answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets. Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit. Saul started seeking after a woman with a familiar spirit, right, to try to get in contact with Samuel, with Samson's spirit. With Samuel's spirit, right? It says that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor, right? So this woman was able to tap into the spirit world, right? It says, and Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment, and he went, and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night. And he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me up whom I shall name unto thee. And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest that what Saul have done, how he have cut off those that have familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die, right? So she was like, Saul. She's like, nah, nigga, Saul. Then put all the familiars, then put everybody that got familiar spirit and everybody that practiced witchcraft. He didn't put all of us out the land. Now you want me to do this right here and risk getting caught and risk my life? That's what she's saying right there. Because why? She knew that we didn't play about that. She knew that the Lord didn't play about that. And the men of the Lord, if the Lord gave them the go, hey, they coming in and they killing you. It says, wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? And Saul swore to her by the Lord, saying, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Then said the woman, whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, bring me up Samuel. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice, and the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, what form is he of? And he said, an old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And, and Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and God is departed from me, and answereth me no more, neither by prophets, nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. Then saith Samuel, wherefore then dost thou ask of me, seeing the Lord is departed from thee, and is become thine enemy? Right, so that's cold. The Lord became Saul's enemy. Right, it says, and Yahweh hath done to him as he spake by me, for Yahweh hath rent the kingdom out of thine hand, and given it to thy neighbor, even to David, because thou obeyest not the voice of Yahweh, nor executed his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Therefore have Yahweh done this thing unto thee this day. Moreover, Yahweh will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines, and tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. So Samuel just said, hey, you gonna die tomorrow. Because why? You came and sought after this familiar spirit. It says, also shall deliver the host of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. Then Saul fell straightway all along on the earth, and was sore afraid because of the words of Samuel. And there was no strength in him, for he had eaten no bread all the day and all the night. Right? Salakia. Right? It's another one that I wanted to get. Bear with me. Bear with me. Scripture slipped my mind. I just had it. Just thinking about it. I'm trying to remember what it was now. Oh yeah, right. Let's go to the book of Numbers. Right, chapter. Where do I want to start? 23. Numbers chapter 23 and Numbers chapter 23 and if you're not familiar with this is basically just going into the story of how Balak the king of, I believe he was the king of the Moabites, if I'm not mistaken. Salakia. The Balak, the king of the Moabites, right? he summoned Balaam, who was a sorcerer, right, to try to put up curses on the children of Israel, right? Salakia. But this is what the Lord said. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 23, and verse 23. It says, surely there is no enchantment against Jacob. Right? So all the enchantment that they try to put upon us, it ain't going to work unless the Lord allows it to. It says, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what have God wrought? Right? I mean, what? Look at the Most High's work, right? So, and for his witchcrafts, Balaam, he was put to death. So, let's go to the book of Joshua. I believe that's Joshua chapter 13, and Salakia. Salakia, it might be. Bear with me. I found it. I was in the right chapter. Joshua chapter 13 and 22. It says, Balaam also, the son of Beor, the soothsayer, right? So he was a soothsayer, right? Did the children of